Councilman Domb.
Thank you, Council President. I have a few remarks I wanted to make today. As we continue to debate the city's budget for fiscal year 2019, I would like to address some concerns and share what I believe could be alternatives to consider moving forward. At this moment, we've been asked to consider a proposal to raise taxes on the citizens of Philadelphia. Also, again, at this moment, the city is currently going through a process of reconciling our financial records, which includes locating $27.5 million that has not been found yet from one of our financial accounts. This is a troubling fact, but one the administration is working to rectify. However, my bigger concern is rooted in a much deeper systemic problem, and that is we as a city have not reconciled our $40 billion of deposits and checks from our financial records that spans 8 years. The city's payroll account, $10 billion unreconciled, lasts from June of 2010 to June of 2017. The city's consolidated cash account, June of 2014 to June of 2017. We collect all our taxes in this account, including real estate and business taxes, 3 years not reconciled, $11.4 billion unreconciled. The city's general disbursement account, where all the checks are written out for the city of Philadelphia, 5 years, 2012 of June to June of 2017, 5 years not reconciled, $19 billion unreconciled. The city's pension account, where people who worked for the city and got paid checks, 3 years not reconciled, June of 14 to June of 17, $1.8 billion total not reconciled. And the PPDA account, $10 million unreconciled. This is unacceptable for a 21st century world-class city like Philadelphia. Unacceptable. And I believe it's our responsibility as a government to get our fiscal house in order before we ask for any increase in tax dollars. This totals $40 billion of unreconciled accounts. We owe it to the Philadelphia citizens. Equally important, and maybe more important now than ever, will be our efforts to collect delinquent taxes. As of 2 weeks ago, the outstanding delinquent real estate taxes for this city were $425 million. $110 million are in payment plans. $100 million are associated with owner-occupied properties. However, $215 million are non-owner-occupied properties, $215 million. And these accounts belong to those who can afford to pay and have chosen not to. Not one Philadelphian in our city, not one, would say that that's acceptable. The $215 million of delinquent taxes of non-owner occupied properties is against $5.4 billion of real estate value. The lien to value ratio is 4%. Most cities look for anything under 40% to collect taxes. We are at 4. Simply put, the lower the percent means the better opportunity to collect, especially when real estate taxes are a first lien on real estate. And I've introduced a plan to collect these delinquent taxes, which includes protections for all owner-occupied properties, as well as renters with low to moderate incomes through sequestration. We have well-established programs, whether it's UPA, sequestration, or other programs. We are willing to help those who can't afford to pay. But again, those residents would not be impacted by the proposal when we go after those who choose not to pay their taxes. Lastly, no secret, I'd like to see us take a real, hard, serious look at the prison budget. I applaud the administration and all those involved in this tremendous work over the last 3 years. We have reduced the population from 8,200 to 5,359, a 35% reduction. That's amazing. But the second step is to incorporate efficiencies with that 35% reduction and find 15% in savings. The prison budget with fringe benefits today stands at $390 million. There's no reason why a 35% reduction in population, that the same amount of guards is required, or that $20 million in overtime costs should occur. We have also seen an increase in medical costs from $46 million to $49 million, which will have cost us 65% more in 3 years. And with the population decreasing, we have also not seen any level of savings in food costs. I've been told over the last 12 months, when I've talked about this, that without closing a prison, we could not save substantial dollars. Well, now we're on the path to closing a prison, thanks to Mayor Kenny and the hard work of his administration. Thank you. But we need to see a 15% reduction and not a 50% increase in costs per prisoner. Our costs have gone up from 3 years ago, $44,000 per prisoner, to today, $66,000. I'm calling for a 15% reduction. This is $50 million per year of our prison budget. This is where I stand. You must first reconcile and balance all our financial accounts before, in my opinion, we increase any taxes. We must implement a strategy to improve our efforts to collect delinquent taxes from those who choose not to pay before we expect those who do pay for any increase in taxes. And we must reduce our prison budget to run parallel with our reduction in population and plans to close a prison. We can find savings and must before we increase any taxes. Colleagues, the residents of this city expect great services and they deserve great schools, but they also expect and deserve efficient government. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilman.